Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew? It's your boy DJ New Kid, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
Back on the channel with another
Kid and C original.
Welcome back to the channel, man. We got 15 facts you thought were true, but aren't. Y'all know y'all be thinking something true just because the said told you it's true, but it ain't true. So with that being said, man, before we get into these facts, man, make sure y'all always do one thing for sure. Well, a couple things. Check out the links in the description box down below. You already know where to go. If you want to further support, you can always check them down below. Also, we always take this time to salute to the comment of the day.
Salute to you. We
highly appreciate y'all over here in our comments, so we're going to continue to shout y'all out every single time we get. But also, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you lock it in with a thumbs up so y'all will let us know. But again, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, y'all. It's 15 facts you thought were true, but aren't, girl. All right.
Danger Dolan. From myths about long dead painters to how long you're supposed to wait after eating in order to go for a swim, we count 15 things you generally assume are fact, but simply aren't so.
Number 15.
You might be under the impression an octopus has 8 legs because of the Latin prefix octo, when in reality they only have 2. The back 2 legs are used to propel themselves along the sea floor, while the remaining 6 tentacles are used for feeding, officially classified as arms. It's generally known in the field of marine biology that an octopus is now known as a 2-legged, 6-armed animal, but since the name has been around for so long and become iconic, it'd just be silly to try and change it now.
Number 14.
Okay.
Most believe a chameleon will change color to blend into their surroundings for camouflage, but generally this isn't true. The original purpose of the color change was for social reasons. They turn dark when angered and light when they're trying to impress females. A select few species of chameleon will indeed use color for camouflage, like the Smith's dwarf chameleon that disguises itself if threatened by a bird or a snake, but for the most part, chameleons only change color based on emotion.
Number 13.
It's generally established that Vincent van Gogh cut off his own ear, when in reality only his left earlobe had been sliced off. Even further is the possibility his French artist friend Paul Gauguin, also an expert fencer by the way, might have cut it off himself after a fight. But there also exists evidence Van Gogh simply suffered a mental breakdown and done it himself. Not long after the incident, Van Gogh sent the earlobe to a prostitute alongside a nice letter. Clearly the perfect gift.
Number 12.
Who the fuck do some shit like that?
That'd be sick. I don't know.
And then you supposed to send it to a prostitute? You really
With a letter, honey. I wonder what the letter say.
You love that cootie.
I'm done.
Yeah.
So you're never supposed to wake someone who is sleepwalking, and that's always been the golden rule. But it's completely false. Someone who sleepwalks is in a slow wave sleep stage of low consciousness who performs simple repetitive tasks like walking to the bathroom, cleaning around, or cooking something. Now it might confuse the person if you wake them up while they're sleepwalking, but you're better off doing that before they hurt themselves, although it might just be as easy to simply guide them back to bed while they sleepwalk, but there's just no right or wrong answer.
Number 11.
Lions are always considered king of the jungle, but most of them don't even live in the jungle. You'll actually find them prowling the plains of Africa. Ferocious wild animals at the top of the food chain were typically referred to as jungle animals, simply to distinguish them from common farm animals back in the day. The only lions you'll find in the jungle will be those in the forests of India, but even then they're a small population.
Number 10.
It's an age-old urban legend about how we humans only use 10% of our brains, but the rest can be unlocked through hard work or drugs. Completely false. It's a myth that arose during the early 20th century from newly discovered neurological research based on misunderstandings and misrepresentation. There have been countless demonstrations of neurological activity and how every part of the brain can be active based on our activities and have a purpose. In fact, if we had evolved brains with such a tiny efficiency rate, natural selection would have eliminated redundant brains of our size a long time ago.
Number 9.
That is true. That's true, though. Okay.
Most claim the Mayfly only lives for one day, and some use them as an example of how to be time efficient when it comes to us humans and getting stuff done. In reality, most mayflies live anywhere from between a few minutes to an entire week, and that's only one part of their life cycle. Months to years spent as an aquatic nymph swimming around waiting to grow some wings. They'll typically hatch in a giant population altogether, dance around and mate continuously, some witnessed as a tourist attraction or even as a delicacy.
Number 8.
Your parents likely always told you wait between 30 minutes to an hour before you go swimming after you eat food or you're gonna get stomach cramps. But unless you're planning to go swimming for an Olympic medal, this isn't true. You can eat as much as you want and go swimming anytime. Just don't consume tons of alcohol and go swimming. A lot of people have drowned that way. So the next time you turn around and your parents say, "Ha! You can't eat that sausage and then go swimming," you can retort, "Didi said it was alright." Then you jump in the pool, and then your parents take away your PlayStation because you shouldn't talk back to them.
Number 7.
The only things that grow on a human being after they die are the hair and fingernails, right?
This is incorrect.
They require living cells in hair follicles and fingernail beds in order to grow, and the cells responsible die along with the rest of the body. The only reason this myth has been around for so long is because dead tissue dries out and shrinks, protruding from follicles and fingers, giving off the illusion of growth, when in reality it's simply the first stage of decomposition.
Number 6.
So the hair and nails don't grow, right? Nothing continues to grow, right?
That's what it said.
You over talking? Yeah, I already knew that.
No, I was just like, oh yeah.
People think about keyboards, they generally assume the letters aren't lined up in alphabetic order simply to encourage more efficient typing or something. But the opposite is true. The QWERTY system was originally designed for typewriters, placing letters too frequently used far apart so that the typewriter wouldn't jam from people constantly writing things very, very fast. A lot of alternative, less cumbersome keyboard designs have come up, but since QWERTY is so established in culture and society, you would be a fool to try and change it now.
Number 5.
It's the old saying, you have the memory of a goldfish, that old 3-second short-term memory myth. But there is nothing even remotely true about this one. Researchers have successfully taught goldfish to push levers, play fetch, or even engage in rounds of soccer, some retaining their memories of how to do these things as much as a year later. In one experiment, some goldfish were trained to hear a sound for feeding time, and they were then released back into the sea. Half a year later, the sound played over a loudspeaker, and basically all the fish swam back to where they were originally released.
Number 4.
People always look to bats as the prime example of a species that adapted to blindness by developing their own sonar system. But they're not blind. In fact, there isn't a single species that is. Some, like the fruit bats, don't even have sonar. They just use giant eyes to scout around. And microbats use their eyes to avoid obstacles and calculate their current height. So it is difficult to pin down when this myth started, but it's shocking how many continue to believe it is fact.
Number 3.
I ain't gonna. Bats are fucking scary and freaky, bruh. Like, I done came in, you know about the 2 encounters I done came into. Yo, one was when I worked at FedEx. I fed at Amazon. Mm-hmm. And bruh, I had to go pick down that app. I'm trying to tell them the story, not just you.
I think you're already told the story before.
Can't never tell a story because I already heard the story. I'm tired of hearing stories.
If you accidentally swallow chewing gum, it doesn't take years for it to pass through your system. Researchers found that although gum doesn't get digested by your body like normal food, the longest it's going to stick around is about a week before it appears intact inside your feces. On rare occasions, children who gobble down large amounts of gum might have colon blockage, or it sticks other objects to your intestines like coins or sunflower seeds. Because this myth deters kids from swallowing gum, it's generally better to let them believe this one might be true. But just a heads up, it's not true.
Number 2.
You're a young kid, your mother tells you to wear a coat before you go out or you're gonna catch a cold. But it doesn't work like that. Colds are a misnomer because they are in fact a virus, but they just happen to appear during winter because you stay indoors more often and are thus more likely to come into contact with people infected. It's just a coincidence, but people hear the name and always jump to the obvious conclusion.
Number 1.
You give a kid a bunch of lollies and later on they start going nuts, jumping all over the furniture, breaking on plates, jumping off balconies, but it's not a sugar rush. Based on a wide variety of experiments, researchers found that kids who regularly consume large doses of sugar are no more spazzed than kids who survive on a sugar-free diet. The reason they might get excited is because of the situation or company they're in while they have those sweets, not because of how many they've gobbled down. That's it for this countdown, and have a good one!
I figured that though. I figured that one. Knew that was a lie. Mama always said, y'all parents quit lying to y'all kids, bro. That's the worst thing you can do is lie to your kids.
Well, obviously they learned it from somewhere, heard it from somewhere.
Cause their parent lied to them and they just keep passing down the lies.
Yeah, so.
Y'all, that is just rude and disrespectful to keep just passing down lies from generation to generation. We gotta stop these generational curses.
But that's what we're about to do. Okay.
No, I can see you still lying. And your child be like, you got a sugar rush. You can't get that much sugar because you're gonna get a sugar rush.
Nah.
I can see you doing that for real though. Quit capping. But with that being said, man, y'all continue to spam us up in the comment section down below. Let us know what we should react to next so we can bring it over here for y'all, man. But as always, I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are?
Kid and C.
Yeah, y'all.
Peace.
Ain't no time to kick it, gotta stack a flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar.